Welcome to my video for creating layers for the new flip card Thinlit dies that are sold by Stampin' Up. After I posted my cards on a recent blog tour showing how I had created these, everyone wanted to know, well, I don't know about everyone, but several people wanted to know how I managed to get my layers to look so nice on these cards, and I'm going to show you. It's really quite easy. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make yourself a template. So you're going to take a half sheet of cardstock and you're going to take the new Thinlit dies, and I'm using the circle one for my sample. And I find that it's just easier to cut an entire half and just let the sides take care of themselves. I just snug it right up against the side. Make sure it's in the middle somewhere so that when it cuts off either end, it's exactly right. Here we are. I'm going to run this through. And it sounds like it's going to break, but that's just the sound of the end of the plate of the die going through. And everything's fine, don't worry. So what you have after you've cut is your flip card, and this is what you're going to turn into a template. So I'm going to show you how you do that. What you're going to do is take a pencil and you're going to continue the line of the opening that isn't quite cut through, but you're going to continue that with your pencil and join it up so that you have this complete circle. And if you're working on the label one, you would do the same. Then you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're just going to cut out the part that isn't cut . So that you have this beautiful hole in the center. After that, you're going to cut your designer paper or cardstock that you stamped the same exact size as this piece, which is 5.5 by 5 7/8. At that point, you'll take your designer paper and you're going to line it up exactly, just like this. And you're going to draw that circle on there. And if you want, like I did here, to do two different patterns for those layers, you're going to want to do a second one, so that you can create two different ones, just like that. But for now, we're just going to work with the one. Okay, now that I have this, I'm going to bring my Big Shot back. And I'm going to turn it this way so it's a little easier for you to see. Get my light up here so you can see better. And I'm going to use the circle dies that match this, the Circles collection. Get out of there. You can use this to cut the center out of this. Now, I find it's a lot easier to line up the big circle, which is the one I want to use, if I put the next size down up first, because it's almost the same size. I can get this lined up pretty good, and then when I put this one on top, it's easier for me to see how the right distance around. If I put the big one on top, it's very hard to judge, and I had a hard time getting it even. So I put the little one down first, put the big one down next. Then I'll go ahead and put my other cutting plate on, and I will run this through. Alrighty. Okay, so what I end up with are these 3 pieces. This can be discarded. I don't need it. This I can save for something else because it's a cool little frame. And then I have this piece. Now, I did some precise measurements. What do I need to do now is I'm going to cut off 1/4 inch from the outside of each edge. So I line it up with this mark here, which is 1/4 inch. And this is the new rotary arm we have for this trimmer, which is awesome. And I'm going to take off 1/4 inch around each one. And keep count of your strips, because if you're like me, you kind of lose track of what ones you cut and which edges you finish. So if I have 4, I know I've gone all the way around. At this point, and I wrote these measurements down on the template that I'm going to keep. I need to cut 1 5/8 inches from this side. So I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to cut 2 7/16 inches, which is just 1 tick under 2 1/2. I'm going to cut this. So when I take these, put this aside, and I take my template, I can see that yes, I cut the perfect layer for this card. And when I layer it up, it looks like that. You can do the same thing with the label die and the label collection templates. This label here is the exact size of the one that's in the label collection template. So when you want to cut this part out, you can lay that on top and draw a little line, and that'll help you find the area. And then of course you go to the next size up to cut your layers for that, and you get perfect sized layers with the perfect amount of cardstock showing around the layer. And that is how you do it. It's not that hard. Thanks for watching my video.